Welcome back to my channel, guys. Fate Alexis, and I'm back again with another video for you guys. So this is my channel where my niche is hairstyle content, lifestyle content, and I do rants. We're not gonna mind this. I don't know how. Don't ask me no questions. But as you guys see by the title, this is Netflix shows. I am going to do one about Netflix movies, and I will also do one about Hulu. So, just extra content. But this is Netflix shows that I watch that I feel as though you guys should watch. Some of these, y'all, when I tell you guys, I had to go through my Netflix and figure out what I watched. And it was a process. It was a bit of a process. This took a few days. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. A little bit because of procrastination. But, let's get into this video. So first we're going to start with New Girl, and basically, in conclusion, Jess is a hot mess, Schmidt is a douchebag, Nick is poor and cheap, which kind of makes sense. Oh, he's a hot mess, he's a wreck. Coach is on and off, Winston is a control freak, and Cece is a great best friend, but she has a bit of an attitude problem. Next is you. If you don't know this, basically, I'm going to try to say this without spoiling it. He's crazy, he's a psycho, he's a butthole, he's a stalker. I could guess that without telling the main story of the story. I mean, the main plot, whatever, of the story. Next, we have Patriot Act. So basically, this is ran by, well, technically not ran by, but the person speaking is Hassan Minhaj, and he is Indian. He's Indian. Yes, he's Indian. And he basically just teaches about, like, worldwide lessons. Like, he talks about the Indian elections, I think it was. He talks about Saudi Arabia. He talks about taxes. It's just a whole bunch of different lessons you could learn from him in one show. It's just like, and he's a comedian, so he has a lot of jokes, but he also has a lot of statistics, and he also has a lot of facts. That it's not just like a biased show. He literally has statistics and facts in the back of him. If you guys see, you guys can tell. It's a cool screen. I don't really know. It's life issues. Look at it. You're gonna learn a lot. I promise you. I've gained a lot of knowledge. I'm still not the smartest thing. I'm a little bit, but you guys will learn. Okay, I promise you. Next we have sex education. Basically, he is giving advice because his mom is sexual advice because his mom is a sexual counselor or whatever, and he just learns this stuff from his mother or learns stuff from the books that she has or whatever. And he's like has a very supportive best friend. He's gay. That's gonna come in later within the story. Not really. I forget his name, but I really do love his best friend. I wrote a movie down, which I'm gonna have a Netflix movies one. But since I wrote it down, I'm gonna put it in here. The Princess and the Frog. If you don't know what that is already, then I don't know if I could be friends with you. But you know, The Princess and the Frog smacks. That's all I really gotta say. Do I really have to explain? I don't think I have to explain. Next, we have Jane the Virgin. Basically, Jane, she's a virgin, and she gets inseminated with sperm. But plot twist. Actually, no, I can't say that because I'm gonna ruin the beginning for you guys. It's literally dead in the beginning, and I don't want to ruin it. And basically, she gets inseminated with sperm, with aka Raphael's sperm, and then she has a baby named Mateo, and then they have a life. It's a telenovela. It's complicated. Next, we have Young and Hungry. I don't remember most of what happened in the show. I watched this show like a year ago. I think I rewatched it. I rewatched it a year ago to be exact. And basically, like, Gabby and Sophia, they're broke, trying to get money. And then Gabby is a personal chef. Sophia is like a lawyer or something like that. I really don't remember what she is, like an accountant. And basically, in conclusion, this is complicated to explain because there's a lot that happens to. I think he's Chinese, Korean, or I think he's Korean. I don't want this. I think he's Korean. I don't know, but he works for who Gabby works for, and I just love him. His attitude, ooh. Next, we have Mr. Iglesias. So basically, he's a teacher, and he's the best one out of all the teachers. I don't care what no one tells me. And he teaches the kid valuable lessons, but he also turns a lot of things into a joke because he's a comedian, an actual comedian. Like, if you guys see who he is, whenever you guys look at Mr. Iglesias, you guys are gonna be like, ah. Next, we have The Game. I'm not finished with this yet, but basically, to sum it up, it's a spoiled and annoying girlfriend with an annoying and extra boyfriend. Trinkets, shoplifters. They shoplift. Moesha, a spoiled brat. I didn't finish that yet either, but she's a spoiled brat. That's all I'm really gonna say. She's a spoiled brat. 13 Reasons Why. Now, first of all, before if and no one has watched it, the people, if I don't promote this, and the people that watch it have probably already watched this, but it's basically like it's a trigger warning. I want to give you guys that now. I don't want you guys to say, "Oh my gosh, you made me watch it." No, trigger warning. It talks about suicide. Somebody kills himself on the show in the first season, the last episode. The last episode, if you see her go into a tub and you get triggered by suicide, please skip to the next episode. Also, you may get triggered by sexual assault, which aka we can track PTSD down to that. It's a good show. It educates a lot of people, but there's some dumb parts to it. There's some funny parts to it. There's some sex, but there's also some trigger warnings in there. I want to warn you guys before. If you never watched it and you want to watch it, that's there. Love is Blind. Now there was another one that if I remember, I'm gonna put the picture of the other show on here. Love is Blind, and it's basically like you get to know somebody without seeing their face. You just know their voice, and you can like imagine they're behind a wall. They can't see each other at all. They can only hear each other, and basically they're just talking to each other. And if you end up proposing, you end up proposing because you basically try to fall in love without seeing this person. And you see this person once you propose. You cannot see the other people, the other person, unless you propose, and then it goes into an entire process of like the wedding, and some people say no at the wedding, and like the famous couple Cameron and Lauren, they're still striving. It's like 2 years of marriage now, so I guess it works. Honestly, that would be nice because you don't have no sexual aspect of it, you don't have no physical aspect of it, you only have the emotional and mental aspect of the relationship, and I feel like that would be nice to get to know somebody on emotional and mental aspect without everything else. I don't know, I'm only 15. Black Lightning. This is my show for. I can't. Oh, I'm hoping for another season. And basically, a family with superpowers is really to explain it. And a lot of metahumans. There we go. I was trying to think of the word. When they see us, this is so powerful. If you have not watched it yet, it came out in 2019, I think. It don't even matter. This is about the Exonerated 5. And it's if you don't know the original name, the Central Park 5, you guys can look them up. And they went through a lot. They got wrongly convicted of a crime that they did not do. Obviously, wrongly convicted because the justice system failed them, and it just tells their story. It's so my dad got so mad while watching this, and I almost cried a few times. Like I didn't, but I almost cried a few times while watching it. It's so powerful, so beautiful. I recommend everyone to watch it. Black, white, I don't really care who you are. You should watch it. Marlon. Basically, this is about Marlon Wayans, and I think that's how you pronounce his last name, and his quote-unquote family. He's a comedian. It's corny comedy, to be honest. It's not the funniest thing, but it's corny. But there's a few laughing points at it. I can't remember all. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my memory's a little bit messed up. I can't remember all of what happened in this show. I don't remember the last time I even watched it, but it was a good show for kids. I wouldn't recommend this to like a person like 25 and up, but like below, it's kind of a funny show. But you might watch it if you're 25 and up. I don't know. One Day at a Time. Now, I don't remember the last time I watched this, but it really was a good show. I really cannot remember most of what happened, but there's a lot of valuable lessons that you can learn within this show. I'm talking very fast. There's a lot of valuable lessons that you can learn within this show, and I really do recommend it for you guys. There's 2 seasons. Now, Netflix confused my 2 seasons. And, like, before, when I watched it and I went to rewatch it, it put season 2 first and season 1. It was confusing. So just watch out for that just in case. But, yeah, One Day at a Time. It was a good show. I can't remember most of it. I love the Abuela. And, yeah, that's all I really gotta say. Dear white people, now I recommend white people to watch this too. You may get a little offended, but I feel as though it's a good lesson for everyone to learn. And just a heads up, well, one, it's black empowerment. I don't know if it's black empowerment. But a heads up, it's a lot of sex. It is a lot of sex. Not a lot. The first season, well, what is it called? I forget what it's called. The first season is a lot of sex. So if you're not to watch stuff with sex in it, I do not recommend this show. But they also do saw some things in it. They also talk about a lot of black issues. There's a lot of black issues that occur within the show, and I just recommend it for, of course, black people, but for other people to watch to learn more about black issues and get an insight of it. Even though America is a whole insight of black issues, but I'm just saying. The Last OG. Basically, Tracy gets caught up with drugs and a drug deal. He gets caught. Years later, when he comes out, he has two kids with Tiffany Haddish. I don't remember her name in the show. And basically, he just gets to raise, well, not raise, because they're already they're like my age. And basically, he just gets to spend time with his kids and get to know his kids more. And yeah, she's got to have it. Now, Technically, when I watched this, I shouldn't have watched it, but I did. But it's a good show, but it's a lot of sex. And when I tell you most of the episodes are sex, in the first season, I think there's 2 seasons, it's a lot of sex. It's a lot of sex, a lot of sex. And so, if you don't want to see a lot of sex, I don't recommend you watch this. And when I tell you it's sex, you literally see people's butts. Men's butts. So all I gotta say is it's a lot of sex. Second to last, Self-Made Inspired by the Life of Madam C.J. Walker. I don't think I really gotta explain. The title explains itself. I had to put my binder away for this one. And lastly, we got The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez, which I really should have put first, but I didn't think of it until like 5 minutes before I watched this video. The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez, first of all, it's a lot of brutal speaking. It's literal trials happening. It's a documentary. If you don't like documentaries, I don't recommend watching this. But if you want to learn about how CPS and the justice system has failed this kid and a few other kids, a lot of kids actually, to be honest, then I recommend you watch this show. A lot of the shows I watch are to gain a lot of knowledge and a lot of valuable lessons. The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez, he is supposed to be my age. He was born February 21st, I think, of 2005. He's supposed to be my age. He died at the age of 8 because he got killed by his mother and her boyfriend. His dad was in jail at the time. His stepfather literally punched him until he died. And it's not really spoiling this because it's not exact. It's a show, but it's a documentary, and I just want it's hard to watch. It's not like 13 Reasons Why, where it's like all acting, even though it's very good acting, but it's all acting. It's real life. It actually happened to this person. And it's just so sad. And it's sadder to think about that he would have been my age by now. The justice system failed him tremendously. That was honestly hard to say, but this is the end of this video. We on the road to 50 subscribers by the end of this year. Like, share, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed. Can we please get me to 50 subscribers by the end of this year? I'm back at 48. That Gabriel Fernandez one really killed me. But I know you guys felt the vibes in the beginning. So if you felt the vibes, I recommend you subscribe to me. 50. I want to raise my goal back to 100 by the end of this year. Like, share, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Tell me what I'm waiting for. Tell me what I'm waiting for.